In this example, we are going to look at unit analysis in terms of finding flow rates for dopamine. So the question gives us that there's 85 milligrams of dopamine in a 51 milliliter of solution, and the flow rate is 18 milliliters per hour. So the first part of this question asks, what is the flow rate in milligrams of dopamine per hour? So we're going to start with what we know. We have 85 milligrams in 51 milliliters of solution. We're given that the flow rate is 18 milliliters for every hour. Since I want my milliliters to cancel, I'm going to put 18 milliliters up top, and that is for every hour. So there's our conversion factor for the flow rate. Now I can cancel off my milliliters, and what I'm left with is milligrams per hour, which is exactly what we want. The question wants the flow rate in milligrams per hour. So when we multiply that out across the top, you're going to do 85 times 18. Then across the bottom, you're going to do 51 times 1, and then you're going to divide. And when you do that, you're going to get about 30 milligrams per hour. Now the question in my version says round to the nearest thousandth, but mine comes out to 30. But just make sure when you're using or when you're working this problem with your numbers that you are checking the directions for the correct rounded place. Okay, so the second part of this question asks, if a patient is prescribed 240 milligrams of dopamine, how long should the infusion last? Okay, so we know that we have 240 milligrams. That's given to us in the problem. So that's what we're starting with. That's what we know. We know that our flow rate is 30 milligrams for every hour. So, and that's what we got in the previous question in part A. So I'm going to use that to figure out my answer in part B. I know for every hour, I have 30 milligrams. So I can cross off my milligrams here. And then across the top, I have 240 times 1. And then across the bottom, I have 1 times 30. And then when I take 240 divided by 30, I'm going to get 8 hours. And I know that my unit is hours because this is what I have left. And this makes sense because that's what the question is asking for, is how long. So for my numbers, or my version of the question in my math lab, the answer is 8 hours.